Hello everybody, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and got some news today. Epic just acquired Houseparty. Now this is something I am poorly equipped to explain because frankly I'm a pretty antisocial guy. Not antisocial in the don't like people way, antisocial in the don't use social networking apps. I'm not on Snapchat, I am not on Instagram, I am not on Facebook, and I am certainly not on Houseparty. In fact, it sounds like hell on earth to me. But I'm going to do my best to try and explain this deal, and at the very end I will give you my best guess as to why Epic Games, the makers of Unreal Engine, acquired Houseparty. So first off, the announcement. This is coming from Medium, another thing I don't particularly like. Today is a big day for us at Houseparty because we are joining the Epic Games team. Houseparty is the synchronous social platform that lets you connect face-to-face with people you care about most. By teaming up with Epic, creator of Fortnite and Unreal Engine, we will be able to help even more people connect with their friends, family, and peers. Houseparty brings people together, creating positive social interactions in real time, said Tim Sweeney, founder and CEO of Epic Games. By teaming up, we can build even more fun shared experiences than what could be achieved alone. For more questions, check out our facts. And it's basically saying it's status quo. So you stay as it is right now. Your friends remain the same. It's going to remain with a Houseparty account for now. It will remain separate from Epic Games. There will be no sharing across the two. And that's kind of it. And I have to again say, I don't really understand Houseparty. All I can tell from it seems to be a social video chatting app. That's it. Like where you can just sort of randomly have face chats with up to 8 of your friends. So it's like FaceTime multiplayer, I guess is the best way I can put it. Now, it's available in a couple of locations. So if you want to learn more about Houseparty, you can actually go to houseparty.com. This is their website. It's pretty sparse. As you can also see, it is an app. So it is available on iOS, on the iTunes Store. It is available on the Google App Store as well. It seems to be that this was Meerkat in a past life, and also known as Live on Air. The history here, I'm not 100% certain on. They also seem to have done some collaboration with Ellen DeGeneres on something called Heads Up. Again, this is not in my wheelhouse. None of this is anything that I want to deal with. The idea of randomly chatting with 9 of my friends or 8 of my friends for no particular reason, face chat, is, again, it's hell on earth. But I think, again, this is aimed at a different demographic. This is definitely aimed at a teen audience. It's not really large-level social networking. It's more contained, more personal. So it's sort of like having, I don't know, virtual friendships, again, it's FaceTime multiplayer. So it's 8-person FaceTime as far as I can tell. So how does this all fit into Epic Games' plans? And that's kind of the curious part here, because I did some looking, and it seems that Houseparty is well funded. Now, according to Crunchbase, they have a $72 million capitalization. So basically, since they were first founded, they have raised $70 million in public funding, including the one round in 2016 where Sequoia Capital gave them $52 million. And in some ways, that is the only real relevant funding round. The rest are angel investors or whatever. So they are, or at least were, well capitalized in the past. So you have to assume that either they were on their way out and Epic picked them up on the cheap, or Epic paid a pretty good premium to pick these guys up, in which case they have to have some kind of plan for what they're going to do with Houseparty. And again, my best guess is, well, there's a couple things here. First off, Epic has more money than you can imagine right now. They've got a huge amount of investment a while back, over $1 billion raised from the capital markets. And then since then, Fortnite is making them something like, the GDP of Cameroon a month. They're making an obscene amount of money off of Fortnite. And so they have been acquiring companies. Now, the only thing I can really think of where this fits, there's 2 places. There is this one for sure. This is from a Game From Scratch announcement back in December, and it's been followed up since. But basically, they launched, first off, they have launched something else we'll get to in a second, and then they launched their online services. This is an SDK, it's game engine agnostic, and this is for networking across various different games. And one of the aspects of it is cross-platform voice communications, but this is supposed to ship right around now. Now, it got pushed back, they did a delay, so that's coming out next year at some point in time. But this cross-platform voice comms is the one thing I can think of. Epic is building a new in-game voice communication service supporting all platforms, all stores, all engines, which will be available for free. So they're going to compete with the likes of Discord, Vivox, TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, and Mumble, and so on. And I can only think that they're buying this in order, like the Houseparty team is going to be providing the functionality or supporting on that voice comm solution. Now, the other possibility is this, but this one makes a little bit less sense. Now, the Epic Store launched, and for better or worse, they have their own store now, and it might be that they're looking to integrate voice comm into it, but that honestly, it makes very little sense to me. This, however, does. Buying them to support or to integrate or to improve their own internal cross-platform voice communications work, that would make sense. Or perhaps Unreal is branching into new areas and is going to leave Houseparty relatively unchanged, and they're just kind of becoming a social company on top of a gaming company and gaming store, in which it seems a little out of focus. Everything they have done has been tangentially related to gaming in some way, shape, or form, and this has nothing to do with gaming. So this, again, is the only tie-in I can think of, but perhaps you have another idea on this or a bit of insight into it, or perhaps you're a Houseparty user and you could tell me the appeal here. Is it anything more than a multi-user FaceTime app, or is really that kind of the extent of what it is? And if that's what it is, there's no knocking that. I can definitely see where that would be useful to people. I just don't get how it fits into gaming. So if you've got some insight into that, I would love to hear it in the comments down below. All right, talk to you all later. Goodbye.